But finally, we're doing it. And in typical TIR fashion, we're not going to do it chronologically. Oh, no, fuck that. We're going to start off with 1993, my junior year. No, my sophomore year of high school. The year was 1993 when I first saw the video for Souls of Mischief's That's When You Lost. I was sold. I had never heard anything like it. Four MCs, each with their own distinctive style, working together fluidly like a well oiled machine. This wasn't stereotypical West Coast hip hop, where gangsterism and ties to a hard knock life took center stage. These were regular dudes in that regard, but lyrically, they were behemoths. They were part of the Hieroglyphics crew, who first burst onto the scene when Del the Funky Homo Sapien dropped his debut. I wish my brother George was here. Del and the Hiero crew, along with others like Living Legends, brought an added dimension to hip hop: honesty. They helped define what many regard as the golden era of the genre, when the boom bap and drum machine sounds of early hip hop evolved into a rich tapestry of sonic experimentation and sampling innovation. While gangsta rap was still dominant in the early 90s, it would be Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's 1992 release, The Chronic, that marked a shift from simply repeating underclass tropes to creating a full fledged hood lifestyle brand of hip hop, one that still dominates today. By 1993, we were fully immersed in the G Funk world, Snoop and his comrades. But for me, this moment in music, what we'll call the golden era, was magical. It was the moment when hip hop transitioned from inner city fringe culture or even satirical camp to a major force in popular music and culture. Our guest today, Tajai Massey, was there, an architect of the era. And while it's been over 30 years since the release of Soul's debut album, 93 Till Infinity, when that sample drops and you hear the opening lines, "This is Tajai from the Mighty Souls of Mischief crew," I am instantly taken back to the East Bay, Telegraph Avenue, Leopold's Records, freestyle ciphers, arguments over who's the best MC. It's not just nostalgia, it's hip hop at its best, raw, honest, and fearless. Music that took risks, music that built community. Please welcome our guest coming all the way live from a bunker somewhere in the East Bay, Tajai.
Hey, hey.
I hope that was a decent introduction.
That was fantastic. Thank you. Great to be here, too. Thank
Well,
you.
first of all, thank you for taking the time to join us today. I do have to say, I remember, I think it was 1994. You guys were on BET, and it was like Hiero Day on BET. You guys
Oh,
were
yeah,
on,
well, everybody on there. Yeah.
uh, what was it? Video Vibrations, and then you were on like maybe it was Rap City.
I think we did all of them. I think we did like
I think
Video
you did
Vibes,
all. I
Rap
think you did like
City.
all three
Yeah.
of them. What was that like for you guys? Because there really was this, I don't want to say a shift, but around 89, 90, especially when De La Soul drops, hip hop gets a lot more expansive. They're kind of the end to the Adidas suits and shell toes. And then you young bucks come on the scene. Was there pushback you guys were getting from the older cats or not really?
Mm. Nah, I think it was because we were atypical, the West Coast sound.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about it like the old heads were more East Coast rappers, right? Or grew up on a lot of East Coast rappers. So they all were very supportive because it was refreshing for them to hear lyrical rap music from somewhere that they did not expect it to come from. And
Gotcha.
the folks out here, I think it's a great misconception that the Bay Area is fragmented. I think we're siloed, like we all are in our little scenes or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody is supportive of everybody else. Like you never hear about Too Short. You know, I mean, there's beef that is stems from business and things like that, but you don't hear about E40 not supporting Too Short not supporting Hyro, Hyro not supporting,
Mm-hmm.
Jane Hancock, etc. We have a synergistic sort of relationship with regard to musicians out here. So it's always been supportive from the Bay as well. So no, it's in short form. No, I think everybody was very supportive when we came out. It was more the other young rappers who we were basically attacking, with our styles, etc.,
Mhm.
that had more to say about it, and more non established rappers than those who had maybe something to lose or established careers already.
Well, let's go back to 1993. Like we talked very briefly off air. We're only a couple years apart. I'll actually be 48 in next month.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations, young man.
Thank you. I'll be back in the Bay. Um, I remember that year very vividly. I remember the blue cassette. I went to
Hey,
Albany High School actually, so you probably know folks.
Pep went to Albany.
I know. That's what I was gonna say.
I
We know
love
people in common. Um,
Matt. Matt from DNS.
so right, so there was a blue cassette, and the blue
Mm-hmm.
cassette was I think your single and the actual full length was on a blue cassette, and
Yeah,
we
both
thought that was the
Yep.
coolest thing in the world. And for us, the
So do
game
we.
had been changed. Our little rhyme books that we had when we put that cassette in, when Let 'Em Know came on, we had to we have to erase these. We got to write new ones now. These guys are really
That's
good.
dope. That's cool.
What was the atmosphere like for you guys in Oakland or just the Bay Area in general? I know everybody wants to say Oakland like it's just this one static location. Oakland's like 58 square miles. You guys are from the east. Um, the Bay is a big place. Where was kind of your meeting point for you guys? For us, it was Telegraph Avenue because it was just right there in Berkeley.
For us, we like I said when I said silo, like we were in the east. I grew up in 82nd. You know what I mean? Though, yeah.
Yeah.
So we were from 82nd to you know the 90s. I mean, yeah, 82nd to 90th, 98 was like a little thing. We go to Eastmont Mall, but that was like a track kind of.
When it
So
was
we all
still
just grew up
kind
in
of
the
a
same
mall.
neighborhood.
When Eastmont
Yeah,
had a
no,
hard
yeah, I
place.
remember. Yeah, consumers, you go order your Nintendo, first Nintendo there, or you go get some stuff in pennies. Nice pair of just Nikes, just plain
Regular
Nikes.
ass nigga. Yeah.
Yeah, they had Mervin's, J.C. Penney. So I mean, yeah, it was a real mall, right? They had an Orange Julius. Anyways, we all grew up together, so that's really a stroke of luck. Us going to same elementary schools because of or us living up and down the street. Me, Adam, well, me, so A plus,
Mm.
and Casual and Opio all live one like 2-3 blocks from each other in an X formation type thing. And Dell and Festo live, walking distance from each other, and we were all walking distance back then. We were young kids, right? We walked everywhere.
Mm.
Um, and then Pep Love, he came a little bit later towards high school. We met working at the Onion Lab, which was in North Oakland, South Berkeley area. So we met him through music, as well as Domino, who was introduced to us by Dante Ross, the guy who signed, KMD, and I don't know, all these other groups, P Rock and CL, I believe, and a lot of other stuff.
A
So
very well known figure in the music industry that maybe
yeah,
doesn't get
yeah,
enough credit. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he linked us with Domino, so we really grew up together. Like I've known A plus and Casual since 1980, 79, 80.
So you guys all
And we've
grow
been
up
rapping since
together.
82, 83 together. Yeah.
So you guys all grow up together. What is the scene like? Is there an underground scene where you guys can do stuff?
Until we were probably in high school, no.
Mhm.
So that high school, well, a little bit before high school, you start going to Telegraph when it's to get a slice of pizza and some comics, right? Like from
Yeah.
Comics and Comics.
Mhm.
And you go get a Laval's or a Blondie's. There's two schools of
Laval's, that's
pizza
old
out there.
school. Yes,
You know what
Laval's
I'm
was
saying?
the
Laval's or
it was the
Blondies or Fat
Leopold's, but
Slice,
yes, yes. You go
Yeah.
look at records at Leopold's and go
And,
downstairs to Laval's and get a
and
slice.
play some video games at Silver Ball,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But like,
Mhm.
so it started out from kids to then really hanging out, not just being on a pizza mission and trying to get back to East Oakland as quick as we could. But that was more high school. So the scene when we were kids is just more, we're gonna go outside, play rap music, and break to it, and just play jokey rap. And then A Plus and I started recording stuff. I think I was in sixth grade, so that was 85, 86 or something like that. And
What
my
were you
dad got
recording
me.
on, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a boom box that had, a little microphone that you could record on. So A Plus would beatbox, and then I'd say my rap, and then he'd do the dibba 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 dibba, and then I'd beatbox, and he'd rap, and we'd do it inside of a bowl. So it had the beatbox would have a reverb on it.
Okay.
Um, so that's probably the first, and we made, I think the first song we made together was called Perpetrators or something like that. Uh, and and that was like a Run DMC kind of style song.
Hmm.
And since then we've just been doing it, and we really started recording for real. Dale's cousin is Cube, first cousin of Ice Cube, so he had access to studios and things of this nature down in LA. And Dale used to be talking about him even when he was back in the CIA era, like pre NWA era. So we've always known about his cousin. Um, and he would go down there and do cut little demos. This is maybe nine, no, 88, 87.
Hmm.
So A Plus and I got an opportunity to go down there in 80, 87 or 88 and record some demos type stuff. Then we also had some little deal type things working, like this one guy who worked at the skating rink wanted to sign us, and Spice One and Dale. So we had different deals bubbling,
Spice
and we
One
were
wanted to sign you 187
no.
pounds?
There was a guy that wanted to sign. I think he was DJ. He was Too Short's DJ at the time. He was DJ Pierre,
Okay.
and he had like a studio or something at the Rollerball or Roller Garden or something, one of these skating rinks, and he'd come and he was talking about signing us, Spice One, and this before he was named Spice, he had a different name. I think he just rapped like MC Chino or something, or Chico or something, and then and Dale. So we've always been sort of orbiting around it, but we started to get serious when Dale started making those demos in LA with Cube and really working on Cube's solo effort, as far as writing Gangsta's Fairy Tale and a couple of things and working with Yo Yo. And it started to become a viable, real, solid belief that we could become actual musicians. And so by senior year, we were being courted. We had put together demos at a place called the Onion Lab. Shout out John. Onion is his name, Onion Bird. But he had a place that we could rent for $5 an hour,
Damn.
and
This was
four
in the
track.
Bay? This was in
This
Oakland?
is in Berkeley. This
This
is
is
in
in Berkeley.
North Oakland, right near the near San Pablo, the Burger King. It's on the sort of on the
Yeah.
the Jack in the Box. It's sort of on the border between
Yeah.
Oakland and Berkeley on San Pablo, right around the
Mhm.
corner from there.
Okay.
And we started recording there after Dell had received his Dell got his advance, bought some equipment, taught A
Mhm.
Plus and some folks how to use the equipment. Onion had the same kind of equipment. Dell is now in LA traveling with Q and the Lynch Mob and everything. So we started recording at Onions and we started making demos. And by senior year, so about 91, 92, we started getting real traction with them. This is after Dale dropped his first album. So, of course, labels are looking to sign the next thing from the Bay, et cetera. And we got signed to Jive after a little,
Showcase.
not showcase, but a little bidding war between them and a couple other people. And then we started getting into the real studios, recording
Did
albums.
your family think, and did you guys think? Because again, going in the Wayback Machine to this is probably what, about 91 at this point, 91,
Yeah.
92.
Yeah. When we're getting paperwork stuff.
Like we don't know what hip hop fame really looks like, right? Because there's not really a gajillionaire rapper, and your
Hammer.
favorite
Yeah.
rapper, you could see them at their day job at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what was your hopes at this point? You're what, seniors in high school?
I think at that time, at that age, you really don't have a firm idea of what life has to offer. So you have a very naive outlook. So
Mhm.
we just wanted to be famous and be recognized for our music and be able to travel and make money. But to be able to have this conversation 32 years later,
Yeah.
and like I just got off a tour Monday, I'm going back on tour Monday. So you know, it's we to have that sort of foresight. You don't really get that as a kid, right? As a kid in hip hop, where
Yeah.
because it was not in its infancy, but it wasn't that old a genre, we didn't see people with that sort of longevity in their career.
And I wanna kind of go build off that because I saw when the 30-year anniversary came up for 93 Till Infinity,
Hmm.
you guys were doing a lot of stuff, and I was pretty excited for a few different reasons. Number 1, I love the record. Number 2, I love seeing people around my age still doing stuff, you know? Sa
For real, for real.
Sadly, I don't have it in me to wanna load out anymore. So, watching older cats still do it, I'm like, props to
Mm.
you. I just don't,
Yeah.
I like sitting behind this microphone and not riding in a van anymore.
Yeah, I think I've gotten used to, especially with the pandemic. My real day job, I'm a architectural designer. So
Yeah.
I design and build buildings and homes and stuff. So being able to have a contrasting hobby that's paid, that gets me, free food, beautiful hotels, meet new people, see stuff. It's I don't the hard part as far as loading in, loading out, sitting in that van, etc. I think it's way easier now that we have phones and Kindles and all these types of things than it was when we used to do it.
When you use but, um, so your 30-year anniversary comes up. You guys have made it. Not only made it in the sense of you're still doing it. Again, when hip hop starts, we don't know what the shelf life of a rapper is going to be. By the time you guys are coming out, I didn't remember what came out in 1993, and I don't know if you have it off your memory. One of the
Well,
things we talked
Fat Joe,
Fat Joe came out, you
Digable
remember those?
Planet,
Yeah,
Wu
okay,
Tang.
pretty
There's a lot of.
good. You're pretty
Yeah,
good.
no, it was a good year. Yeah, it
60
was a good year.
releases that I could find came out in '93.
Snoop,
Doggy
Snoop.
Style comes out.
Who else was in the class of '93?
Oh, don't
Ooh, Onyx
worry.
came out in '92, I think.
Onyx came out in '93.
Oh,
I think the single was
'93.
'92. Yeah.
Okay.
Bam.
Uh,
Here we
it's a
go.
lot.
The 60, like I said, 60 releases I could find. Some stuff I had never heard of. Uh, Balloon Mind State, Diggable, like you said.
Yeah.
Jazzmatazz Volume
Got-
1,
Oh wow. Yeah.
Lethal Injection, Into the
Cube.
Stage, Black Moon,
Yeah. Black
KRS
Moon.
One,
Yeah.
No
Or
Need for
Return of the Boom
Alarm,
Bat.
uh, Very Necessary, Salt and Pepper, Black Rain,
Mm.
Queen Latifah. But
Who you calling a bitch?
I almost put that song on the thing. But when you think about that time where we don't know what the shelf life as a rapper is going to be, and even when you guys are coming onto the scene, Run DMC actually drops the Down with the King record in '93, which I don't know how you felt about it. It was like, ah, it's cool, I guess.
It
But
was a
it felt
slapper when it was out. I mean, I just liked the beat and the fact that they were, hey, they're back, Run DMC.
But they were part of a generation that was much older actually when they were doing music than people realize. And I've said this on the show. You guys kind of usher in maybe with Daylock because they're a little older, but they did it. But at 89, 90, their first record comes out. But they're part of a real
Yeah.
young generation of rappers, and we're going to start looking at the genre as a quote unquote young man's
Hey,
field.
hey, how you doing? I'm listening. I'm listening.
um, did you guys ever feel at any point because you released a ton of records that have we hit this? We're too old for this shit. No Country for
No,
Old Men point.
I don't think so, but I'm gonna tell you why. Folks have made it easy, right? If the general, like the median rap is
Hmm.
like bubblegum rap,
Yeah.
middle, mid range lyricism, all that kind of stuff, then it's not difficult for someone of our age and stature and mental health, etc.,
Hmm.
to continue to make high quality with ease, let alone push ourselves to make high quality that pushes at the rate that we grew up with, where we're trying to compete with a Cool G Rap or a Rakim
Hmm.
or a KRS or something like that. So I'm not. This is not to knock a lot of the people who come up, because you think about a Kendrick or who else. I mean, all these young dudes can rap. Cole,
Yeah.
like I'm not saying that Eye of the Tiger serious lyricism, all that kind of stuff doesn't still exist in the younger generation. But it never has occurred to us because like it's not a physical sport. You know, it's not.